Good morning, class. Welcome to your English class. Today we'll do the explanation of Unit 8 chips. Once upon a time, in a big faraway country, there lived a small family. The country was at war and there was very little food for the people. So the poor family always went hungry. One day, early in the morning, two foreign soldiers, a part of the army who had occupied their country, knocked on their door. They pushed a sack into mother's land and asked her to make them chips for their lunch. Now, in this introduction stanza paragraph which has been given, it's being said that once there lived a family in a faraway land, and the place where they lived, that country was at war at that time. Suddenly, one day, um, two foreign soldiers, they are saying foreign soldiers because they were the members of the country who had occupied their land, knocked at their door, and they pushed a sack into their land and asked them to prepare chips for their lunch. What are chips? Long pieces of deep fried potatoes. We will be back at 12 noon, said the dark haired soldier. Have the chips ready by then. Now here it's being said that they gave the order that that they will return by 12 noon, and they want the chips to be ready. And with that the soldiers turned around and headed off towards the neighboring farm. By this time the entire family had come scurrying down the stairs to see what was happening. What are chips? Mother asked them, but no one had ever heard of such a thing. Now it's being said here that as the soldiers turned back and went to the other farm, uh, the the family, the whole family came downstairs and they were all scurrying. Scurrying means moving quickly with short and quick steps because of fear. They were all moving very quickly with short steps because of the fear, and mother asked them, what are chips? She didn't know what chips were, so she asked what are chips, but no one replied because no one had ever heard such a thing. How are we going to make chips? Cried mother. We don't even know what they are. Should we open the sack first? The children pointed out. Now, here it's being said that when mother asked what are chips, no, and someone from the family said, the children from the family pointed to the sack and said, let's see what is inside the sack first. Mother hurriedly opened up the sack to reveal big, muddy, white-fleshed new potatoes. The family gasped in amazement. They had not seen so many potatoes since the beginning of the war. In this para, it's being said that when mother opened the sack, they saw big, muddy, white-fleshed potatoes, means they were new potatoes, and it's being said that the family has not seen so many potatoes together since the war had started. Now grandma spoke up. Don't be silly, she said. We know how to cook potatoes. We peel and boil them for the soldiers. Then we will make a soup from the peelings for ourselves. Come on, children, let's begin. Now, here it's being said that when grandmother saw that there are lots of potatoes in the sack, she said that don't be silly. They must have asked for potatoes, and we know how to cook potatoes. We always peel them and then boil them for this. We always peel them and boil them. We'll do the same for the soldiers, and then we will make soup with the peelings of the potatoes. And then she asked the children to help her out. What is the meaning of peel? Peel means remove the outer skin. They are talking about the outer skin over here. Potatoes. What is the meaning of peeling the potatoes? Peeling the potatoes means removing the outer skin of the potatoes. She gave each child a handful of potatoes to wash and peel. When that was done, she built a fire in the grate. What is the meaning of grate? Means fireplace. Grate means fireplace. It's being said that she gave handful of potatoes to everyone, to the children and other members of the family. She asked them to wash and peel them, and then she built a fire in the grate. In the fireplace, she built a big fire, and then she hung a big pot over the flames. Then she poured in fresh water and chopped potatoes. The whole family sat around the open fire watching the water bubble and boil. Those soldiers made a big fuss for this. The youngest child said thoughtfully, "Boiled potatoes are not so special," said the eldest. That's when the grown up started worrying. "Let's add some herbs," said Grandma, putting some into the pot. Now, while the water was boiling and the potatoes were getting boiled in that big pot, um, and the family was sitting around the fireplace, the youngest child said, very thoughtfully, she said that those soldiers made a big fuss for this. Fuss means an unnecessary show of excitement or interest. She was thinking, what's the special in boiled potatoes? Those soldiers were showing unnecessary excitement for these. "Boiled potatoes are not so special," said the eldest. The eldest child said that boiled potatoes are not so special thing. That's when the grown-ups started worrying. And then the grown-ups, means the elderly members of the family, started worrying. Grandma said, "Let's put some herbs," and then she added some in the pot. "And a few mushrooms," said Grandpa. "Of course," cried Grandma, and sent the children to the forest to collect the juiciest mushrooms and berries. Now, Grandpa also suggested to uh, put some mushrooms in that pot while the potatoes are getting boiled and cooked. Grandmother sent the children to the forest to collect some juiciest mushrooms and berries to put in the pot. When they returned, everyone added just a few more ingredients, and then a few more and a few more, still until they made a pot of delicious smelling stew. Now it's being said that as they were asked to cook chips and they did not know how to make chips, Grandma suggested to boil them, and now everyone else from the family was suggesting something new to add in that boiling pot, and it ultimately turned into stew. The sumptuous smell wafted around the little kitchen. Sumptuous means delicious, wafted, passed gently through the air. Now this it's being said that the delicious smell was passing from the kitchen to everywhere. The children's bellies rumbled and their eyes grew wide with hunger. Now here it's being said that rumbled means made a low and deep sound because of hunger. You must have felt that hunger sometime that whenever you are hungry, your stomach starts making a low noise. The children's bellies were also making noise, and their eyes were growing wide with hunger. "When can we eat?" they asked. "When the soldiers leave," said Mother. covering the pot with a lid so that the smell would not tempt them. Now, what the mother was doing when the children asked when they could eat this stew, mother said that when the soldiers will leave it, we'll eat it, and then she covers the lid of the pot so that the sumptuous or delicious smell of the stew does not tempt them. Tempt means make them want to do something. Now that's all for today, dear students. We'll continue with the explanation in our next video. Thank you and have a good day.